It is the oldest script in the Greek mythology. Greek is the home of gods, and although dead, their presence is still felt. It is this charming tale, coupled with multiple UNESCO heritage sites, breathtaking landscape, and pristine beaches that makes Greece a popular destination among tourists. And if you want an excuse to have two parties in your honor, you'll be happy to learn that Greeks celebrate a name day as well as their birthday. Yes, you heard that right. When speaking of Greece, your visit would be incomplete without visiting Mykonos. Located in the southern part of the Aegean Sea, this island in Greece is christened as the party animal of the Cycladic Islands, all thanks to its dazzling sandy beaches, multiple entertainments, and picture-perfect pedestrian streets. Enjoying an active nightlife is not the only reason to visit Mykonos. Stay tuned till the end to learn why, if you are an insomniac, you might just find a home on Mykonos Island, the land of sunny days. Grab a bag of popcorn and let the adventure begin. The Chora windmills. All the Cycladic Islands are characterized by strong winds, also known as meltemia. These northern winds blow powerfully over the Cycladic Islands, and Mykonos is no exception. With today's growing need for renewable sources of energy, such terrain is super valuable. In Mykonos, however, the locals have been harnessing these strong winds for centuries to power windmills. Of the many windmills dotted across the island, the most iconic, beautiful ones are the Kato Mulo. Standing on a hill facing the sea, they were constructed by the Venetians in the 16th century. They are magnificent landmarks that characterize the island. Visiting these windmills offers you unparalleled sunset views, plus you'll pick a few historical lessons on how they work in creating flour. Visit Little Venice. Constructed between the 13th to the mid-18th century when Greece was under Venetian rule, Little Venice is one of the most romantic and photographed places in Mykonos. Situated in the western part of Mykonos, Chora, it stretches from the picturesque Alefkandra beach to the peripheral areas of Castro, and it is repleted with gorgeous old edifices precariously hanging on the sea edge. The sunset views are yet another reason why many discerning travellers continue to fall in love with this charming quarter. You can sunbathe at Little Venice's colourful, quaint houses with overhanging wooden balconies, or enjoy a drink at the multiple pulsating clubs and well-stocked bars within the area. Explore the amazing beaches. Mykonos is the grand master of pristine beaches. Its beaches are renowned for crystal clear waters and golden sands, making it the ideal summer spot. Better yet, these beaches don't come as one size fits all, as there's something for every taste. For the party animals, there is Super Paradise Beach, and while Elia, Ornus, Carlo, Levadi, and Leah are more family orientated, if you are a sun lounger looking for a more secluded beach, you can visit Iosostis and Kapari beaches, with Kapari and Namos holding it up for the trendy beaches. And although relatively more expensive, these trendy beaches are well worth the experience. They offer all the amenities you'd find in a renowned beach destination, including restaurants, sunbeds, and umbrellas, plus the waters are clear for swimming and snorkeling. Take a boat trip to Delos. After a serious chill at the beaches, you can hit the island of Delos. Although uninhabited, this UNESCO World Heritage Site is one of the crucial archaeological sites in Greece. Located 3.5 kilometers southwest of Mykonos, Delos was chosen by the ancient Greeks as a naval and commercial base due to its strategic location. From the hilltops of Delos, you can see almost all the other Cycladic islands, which made it possible to spot approaching ships. Delos also has a spiritual significance, as it served as a holy sanctuary before Olympian Greek mythology declared it the birthplace of Apollo and Artemis. Other notable mentions at Delos include the Minoa Fountain, the Oikos of Naxians, the Temple of the Delians, and the Terrace of the Lions dedicated to Apollo. When cruising on the ferry, don't forget to capture dolphins following and playing with the foamy waves created by the vessel. Enjoy seafood with a Greek flair. With age-old foods and olive oil, there's no doubt that eating local food is one of the highlights of any visit to Greece. So traditional are their olive oils that the ancient Greek goddess Athena gifted the city of Athens an olive tree, ultimately becoming its patron. Mykonos, being the second most popular island of the Cyclades and a prominent destination for summer bunnies, is a culinary melting point. Here, you'll find a plethora of restaurants to satisfy your palate, culinary preference, and budget. Whether you are looking for a local traditional tavern, a fusion restaurant, or a Michelin spot offering Greek fine dining, Mykonos has got you covered. The best part? The island is a well-connected tourist destination, and thanks to its new port, it is connected with many other islands and the capital itself. This gives the restaurants on the island unmetered access to fresh and premium quality ingredients, including seafood, meat, vegetables, wine, and so much more. The only thing, but not a deal breaker, you need to keep in mind is that some restaurants run on island time, meaning they normally don't open promptly. Shop till you drop. The booming tourism industry in Mykonos makes the island a consumer's paradise. The island's main shopping strip is known as Chora, and here you can pick great art pieces, jewelry, and souvenirs from local artists. Looking for a more high-end shopping experience? Swing by the capital city and bag yourself Greek designer's line, Mato Giuliani. Overall, the streets in Mykonos are a bit confusing. It is also an adventure in itself. Visit Mykonos Maritime Museum. Founded in 1985, the Mykonos Maritime Museum is located in central Chora, and it is housed in a 19th century Minoan building which belonged to Nikolaos Saoumilis. It was the first museum in the country to restore and curate living historical exhibits, including the Amenstis Lighthouse and the 20th century Evangelistria and Thalis Omeliosios ships. Today, the museum is home to rare engravings, tools, and items, as well as historic shipping documents and maps. Inside, you'll also find 5,000 plus rare books and an interesting catalogue of photos and manuscripts. Try the Amenstis Lighthouse. Another tourist site that you ought to visit is the Amenstis Lighthouse, located on the northwestern part of the island. It was commissioned in 1891 to commemorate a ship that sank off the coast of the island. The first thing that you'll love about the tower is its charming stone-fenced courtyard and whitewashed facade, which perfectly aligns with the traditional Cycladic architecture dotted throughout Mykonos. But that's not the best part. It is constructed in the perfect spot to take advantage of the island's sunset. From the top of the lighthouse, you'll enjoy amazing views of Tinos Island and other surrounding areas. Visit the Church of Panagia Paraportiani. 18 minutes from the Amenstis Lighthouse, in the Castro neighborhood, is yet another whitewashed and notable building, the Panagia Paraportiani, comprising 5 small churches almost clinging on top of each other. It dates back to the 1400s and is considered a national monument in Greece. At the center of this complex, the Church of Aeos Estasios, surrounded by the churches of Aeos Sozon, Aia Anastasia, and Aeos Anagrios. At the helm is the Church of the Virgin Mary, which also acts as the dome. If you are an inspiring photographer, Instagrammer, or simply looking for a lovely view to create memorable moments, this is one place you can't afford to miss. Check out the Old Port. Mykonos Old Port is located in Tolos, 2 kilometers away from Chora, and it is where most of the vessels arrive and depart. Primarily reserved for small fishing boats, it is a great place to catch a glimpse of the local way of life. Here you'll find the picturesque alleys, family-run shops, traditional fish markets, and the famous Cycladic sunsets. Mykonos Old Port is also a nice swimming spot, and if you are interested in the historical sites, there's the Archaeological Museum a few minutes away. Do a bicycle tour. Looking to discover Mykonos off the beaten track and exercise at the same time? Consider yummy pedals, hiking and cycling tours. A world away from the bustling city life, you'll enjoy scenic countryside routes, hidden gems on the island, and underwater photo shooting. When is the best time to visit Mykonos? Generally, the tourist season in Mykonos begins around Greek Easter, April, and runs to October. The peak season runs from mid-July to the end of August, when the island is usually packed wall to wall with tourists. Needless to say, it is during this period that the accommodation prices are at the highest. If you want a more laid-back vacation, consider visiting Mykonos in September and October, when all the crowds are gone and the sea is still warm. You can also visit in spring, May and early June, just when the tourist season is about to start. The only downside to visiting Mykonos in the spring is the chilly sea, although the weather is generally warm and sunny. Regardless of when you choose to visit, if you are a sleepless person, you will enjoy the fact that the sun doesn't set here, or rather, most days of the year are sunny here, 250 of them to be exact. Talk about paradise. What is the most enjoyable spot in Mykonos that you enjoyed the most? Is there a place you would want us to include in our future videos? Drop your comments below and we will be happy to read them.